Hello friends and welcome to my channel IBOL Designing Developer. So what if you could use the same method name to do different things like a superhero with multiple powers? That's exactly what Java method overloading lets you do. Imagine you have a method called add. With overloading, it can add two integers, two doubles or even three numbers, all using the same method name but with different parameters. It's like having one key that opens many doors depending on how you use it. Method overloading makes your code cleaner, more readable and super flexible. In this video, you will learn how Java lets you define multiple versions of a method and how this simple trick can save your time and lines of code. Let's unlock the power of method overloading, but before that, if you are new on this channel and if you are watching this video for the first time, so remember to hit a like, and if you are new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe. After subscribing, hit notification bell as well so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I will be uploading in future. So now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's dive into it. Alright, so we are in the computer screen, and like I've told you in the start that today in this video I will be telling you that how you can start with method overloading, because we have understand that what are methods, what are method parameters, and we have also understand that how we can return a value in method or method parameter. We need to understand now that what is this word meaning method overloading. If we talk about method overloading, with method overloading, multiple methods can have the same name with different parameters. Like if you want to create multiple methods and if you want that all that multiple method which you have created have same name but with different parameters, so for that we use method overloading there. And this is the example that how we are using method overloading and how we are creating multiple methods with same name but different parameters. This is the way to do that. And consider the following example which has two methods that add numbers of different type. Like here we are just working with example in which we have just two methods that add numbers of different types. This is the example how you can use it. So before just working on this example or understanding this example, I will be opening my NetBeans IDE, because you all know that when we were just working with our previous Java videos, we were just using NetBeans IDE, and if you are a beginner starting with Java, I will prefer you to use NetBeans IDE because it has all the features and all the optional things which a beginner should be needing when they're starting with it. So I'll be removing this start page here, and we will be just working with this main.java file, because you know that in the previous videos as well, when we were just working with Java, we were just using this main.java file here. So now what I'm going to do is I will be using same method here, so I don't need to remove all the things. I just need to remove this you can say a thing which we have written in our parameters, because we will be adding some new things here, and from this keyword as well I will be removing all the things which we have written. And we have created our method here, so we don't need to just create another method. You can directly paste all the things in your method, or you can create a new method if you want to, but we have already understand how we can create a method, how we can start with method parameters, so we don't need to just do that thing again and again. That's the reason I will prefer you to use the same method here. Now if we just understand that method overloading have multiple methods, so this is the multiple methods which we are having. Like we are creating one data type, you can say it as a primitive data type, and with this primitive data type I am creating my method which is named as my method. Then again we are creating one primitive data type, we are creating another method. And remember, when we are just working with method overloading and when you are creating different methods, so remember all the methods which you are creating should be having the same name. As I have created three different methods, but I have just given the name same of all the methods which I have created, but all the methods are with different primitive data type. Like here we are using init, which is a you can say a common type of primitive data type. Then we are using float, which is an other example of primitive data type. Then third we are using this double, which is also used when we are just working with primitive data type but not as commonly here. Consider the following example which has two methods that add numbers of different type. This is the example in which we are adding two methods that add numbers of different types, as I told you. So I will be copying this example from here, and we need to understand that how we are just doing these all things and how we are getting different outputs here. So moving on to my NetBeans IDE, I'll be removing all these things here, because here we are creating a new method, and in this method I have given this like static init plus method, but we have not given the name of our method. So obviously we need to add all these things. So I will be removing this here and then paste it like this, and you can just see we are getting it. So I will be removing it here like this, and I will be removing this bracket as well. and you have to just add this bracket as well because we are closing this thing. That's the reason I will be adding it. And now you can just see we are not getting any error, but here we are getting another error which is saying me that static init plus method, because we have created one method and we are creating two methods here exactly, but we don't need to do because in one class you can only create one method. That's the reason I will be only creating one method here, and the method name which I have given here is plus method init. You can give any name to your method, it's up to you. And then here we have created another method but with a different primitive data type of double, in which I have written my method name as plus method double. And in this plus method double, you can say a method which we have created is given by different names here. And then in this I have defined my variables here as well, and the value which I have given in my variable is as 8, and the second value I have given as 5. Then in the method double I have written some point values as well which I want should be added when we are working with it. And now you can just see one underline we are getting here in this my num2, and why we are getting it, because I think something is wrong here. But before running we should not do anything here, so I will be running this file like this by pressing right click and run file. After pressing run, you can just see we are only getting init 13. If I just show you, and we need to understand that how we are getting this init 13, or why we are getting this init 13 in the output when we are running these all things, or you can say these all methods things here in our output. Remember, when you are just working with like you can say different methods, or when you are creating 3 different or 4 different methods in one class, so only one will be running. So that's the reason we are only getting this init running here. And you can just see when we talk about init, so in all the x and y variables which we have used in this init primitive data type as well, and in this double primitive data type as well, we have written same value 8 and 5, and if we add 8 and 5 together, so obviously the answer will be 13, and that's the reason we are getting this init here. And in this init we are getting the output as 13, and this plus method double is not running here. So that's the reason why we are getting it. I hope you understand how we are using it and why we are getting this output running, not the other one. So moving on to my NetBeans IDE, moving on to my Word document again, if I just show you, we are getting one thing here which is double my num2, so that we can run this thing as well which we have written, but we have not pasted it. That's the reason we are not getting this thing running, and it is getting an error. So we have to just do that. I'll be pasting it like this. And now if I run this thing, and now you can just see the underline which we are getting is now removed. So we will be getting 13 of this init, and we will be getting a different answer of this my num2. But my num2 is also having the same value as x and y, but the values are different here. We have written 4.3 first value, and the second is 6.26, and we are adding those values. So we will be getting a decimal answer here of this double which we are adding. So I will be running it. You can just see in init we are getting 13, which is normal values which we have added 8 and 5. Then in double we are adding this 4.3 with 6.26. That's the reason we are getting 10.55999 like this. So I hope you understand that how we are just running all these things and how we are just using these different data types with methods and working with it. So that's the way to use it, and that's the way to work with method overloading. I hope you understand it. Then moving down, if we just doing these all things by defining 2 methods that should do the same thing, it is better to overload one. Like it is saying me that if you are defining 2 methods with the same thing, or if you are doing same thing with 2 different methods, so it is better to overload one method on one. In this example below, we overload the plus method to work for both init and double. Like here at the top, what we are doing is we are creating 2 different methods to run 2 things separately. But what it is saying me that you can overload one method on one method, so that you should not be running one method again and again, or you should be not running 2 or 3 methods separately. So you should be running only one method, and in that one method you will be getting your 3 methods running, and that's really easy to do. So that's why it is preferring me to just do same thing, because it is better to overload one method on another. So what we are doing is we are creating one static init plus method, and in this method I am just running this method as well, and that's the reason it is easy for me to run all these things and get the output. How we are doing it? Simply I will be copying these all things here, but before just pasting it, we need to understand what this note is saying. The note is saying me that multiple methods can have the same name as long as the number and or type of parameters are different. It's just saying me that if you are using multiple methods, so multiple methods can have the same name as long as the number and type of parameters are different. So remember, when you are just adding multiple methods, so you can use with different names. It's up to you. You can use it with different names, or you can just add same names of the methods which you are creating. It's not compulsory to add different names here, but as long as all the multiple methods are having different names, so the type of parameters should be different. So when you are creating all the methods with same name, so the type of parameter which you are creating should be different. Like here we are creating a init primitive data type, here we are creating a double primitive data type, so that's different. That's the reason it is saying me that the methods can be same, the name of methods can be same, but the parameters should be different, or parameters are different here in this example here. So I will be just copying this example now. Moving on to my NetBeans IDE, I will be just commenting out these things, because we have understand that if we are just using this normal overloading method, so how we can use it. So moving down, we need to understand now if we are just using these all things with method overloading here, so how we are using it and how we are getting an output running. You will be getting the same output as we are just getting at the top, but difference is that we are getting this output at same way we were getting in top in a shorter way. We are using method overloading, but we are using method overloading in a shorter way. You can just see we are getting same answer as we were getting at the top. If I change the values here, like if I change this 5 to, you can say 9, and then this 8 to, you can say 4. So now when it will be adding this 4 and 9, answer will be different. And then if we change it to 4.3 to like 7.5, and then here if I just change this 6.26 to like 2.3, like this, yeah. And moving on to my main.java file, I will be running these all things here. After running, you can just see the first answer which we are getting is 13 again, and then the second answer which we are getting is 9.8. If I just change the value here like 9 to 10, so you will be getting an answer 14 here. You can just see now in init we are getting answer 14, and in double we are getting 9.8, as we were just getting previously as well. So I hope you understand how we are just working with these all things, how we are running these all things, and how we are working with method overloading in Java. So that's the way that how you can use method overloading, how you can work with it, how you can use simple method overloading, how you can use a different method overloading in which you can overload one variable, or you can say one method on another. So that's the way to do that. So I hope you understand how we are just working with method overloading in this video. So if you have understand this video and if you enjoyed this tutorial here, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I will be uploading in future. So just I will be meeting you in next tutorial or in next project using Java. So for today, goodbye.